Today we're going to take a look at the Apple AirPods Pro and the Sony WF-1000XM4, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll be able to know which one is right for you. Let's talk about design first, and we'll start with the packaging. The AirPods Pro comes with a really standard Apple looking design. It's square and everything's white. There's no other color that you can choose from the AirPods Pro, and hopefully this will change in the future because personally I do like the black color better on any of my earbuds or headphones. Opening up the AirPods Pro feels just like any other Apple product. It's very well designed and the experience are great. On the other hand, we have the Sony WF-1000XM4, and the box that comes with this, it's really like a recycled paper kind of feel. It's got that very green and eco-friendly feeling to it, but however, it's everything doesn't really fit together. Like once you open it up, it just kind of like falls apart. I feel like whenever a package is like eco-friendly or with recycled paper, then we don't really tend to look at the package. We don't really expect that much from it anyways. And I say the overall experience is not that bad either. It's just a little clunky, that's all. Like I mentioned earlier, I do like my earbuds black or any kind of headphones, so that's why I picked the black version for the Sony WF-1000XM4. However, when I first got this case outside the box, this feels very plasticky. It wasn't really exactly what I expected from all the photos I've been looking at, because it's got this matte finish and everything just looks very premium. However, in my opinion, it still looks better and feels better compared to the AirPods Pro, which has got this glassy white finish. You do get scratches like everywhere, but it's not very noticeable because it's glossy, it's kind of like shiny. So you really have to look like closely to see all the scratches. But for the matte premium looking case on the Sony, it looks really good, but if you get a dent or like a scratch, it's gonna be very noticeable because it's matte finish. Now, even though the case doesn't really feel nice, the earbuds itself, however, from the Sony feels very solid and very strong, well built. It's got that same nice matte black finish and it feels very smooth in the hands. Whereas the AirPods Pro, it's also got that white glossy finish on the whole AirPods except the silicone tip over here. And because everything is kind of glossy, so it's actually easier for me to clean compared to the Sony earbuds. On the back of the Sony WF-1000XM4, it's got a USB-C port where you can charge it. As for the AirPods Pro, it's still using the lightning cable. So yeah, ends at the bottom. You can charge both of these wirelessly, and the Sony one actually stands up, but you have to charge it at the bottom when standing up. As for the AirPods Pro, it doesn't stand up, it just lies there. The Sony earbuds feels a bit heavier than the AirPods Pro, and it's also a bit bigger in size. Both of the cases are actually quite small in my opinion. The Sony one, it's a bit bigger than the AirPods Pro, but not by too much, and a bit thicker as well. Personally, I think the Sony case is actually small enough now, and it's enough to the point where I'm able to bring it anywhere with me comfortably. On the Sony earbuds, overall it feels heavier than the AirPods Pro, even the earbuds by itself, and it's actually bigger too, just by a little bit. And this feels different in the ear by a whole lot, which we'll talk about in just a bit here. Both of these earbuds are IPX4 rated, which is sweat and water resistant. And I've been running and working out with both of these with no problem. Both the Apple AirPods Pro and the Sony WF-1000XM4 comes with 3 different sizes of ear tips. AirPods Pro comes with silicone ear tips, and as for the Sony, it actually comes with the memory foam type of feel of ear tips, which feels very different and more stretchable compared to the silicone ear tips. The Sony ear tips also comes in color coded with different sizes as well. Speaking about the ear tips, the active noise cancellation on the Sony WF-1000XM4 is noticeably better than the AirPods Pro, and this is probably due to the memory foam tips that it has. The foam material forms a better shape which should fit into anyone's ear compared to the AirPods ear tips. I have to say the memory foam ear tips has excellent seal for noise cancellation with very little noise bleed. Now, even though the active noise cancellation is better on the Sony, but personally I do like the AirPods transparency mode better compared to the Sony ambient sound. The overall feel when you listen with the transparency mode on the AirPods Pro, it just sounds more natural compared to the Sony. The Sony has this one extra feature, which is wind noise reduction, and I find it very helpful whenever you're running or maybe a fan is blowing at your earbuds because it works really well, better than I expected expected whenever I'm running with these pair of earbuds. As for fit and comfort, both of the earbuds has a way of telling you inside the app whether you're using the optimal ear tips for your earbuds. Personally, I find the AirPods Pro a lot easier just to put it in, and it's very intuitive on how you put on the earbuds. However, on the Sony one, it's very cool looking in my opinion. It looks great, fantastic. But whenever you're putting inside your ear, I find myself having to kind of twist and shovel a bit inside my ear, but overall it's still a little bit more work compared to putting the AirPods Pro inside my ears. One trick I like to use with the Sony earbuds is to squeeze the memory ear tips, to make it very small before I put it inside my ear. So once I have it inside my ear, the memory foam will kind of expand and lock in that seal for better active noise cancellation. Comfort-wise, I really have to give it to the AirPods Pro. Although I'm kind of biased towards the Sony because I do like the matte black finish. It just looks really good. I really want to like the Sony's earbuds, but it's just not as comfortable as the Apple AirPods Pro. I can use the AirPods Pro for 2-3 hours with no problem, and everyone's kind of different. I usually don't try to use it that often and try to take a break in between anyways, but this is how long I've gotten with the AirPods Pro. However, with the Sony, it's after an hour, I can start feeling everything kind of pushing against my ear because of how big it is. It's not really that much bigger than the AirPods Pro, but that little extra size in bulkiness really does matter. So about 40 minutes or 1 hour, I'll start to feel ear fatigue on both of my ears, which really sucks because I do like the active noise cancellation on these earbuds. So as for fit and comfort, I really have to give it to the Apple AirPods Pro. It's just better than the Sony. Both the Apple and the Sony earbuds works really well while running or doing exercises. They both fit very securely inside my ear, and once you have them locked in there, they don't really move that much. Now, I hate to say this, but battery life doesn't really matter to me anymore because I can't even wear the Sony earbuds for a long period of time. But hey, if it fits your ear perfectly and you don't feel fatigue from these pair of earbuds, then the Sony one is actually really nice. It goes up to 8 hours with active noise cancellation. And if you don't have the active noise cancellation, it actually goes up to 12 hours. As for the Apple AirPods Pro, it only goes up to 4.5 hours with active noise cancellation. And it only goes up to 5 hours if you have active noise cancellation and transparency mode off. Now, let's talk about one of the most important aspects whenever you're looking for a headphone or earbuds like this, which is sound quality. And to my surprise, I feel like the Sony WF-1000XM4 doesn't sound super amazing. And of course, this depends on what kind of music you listen to. And by the way, I'm talking about when I have no EQ on. Basically, it's how it sounds like by default. In my opinion, I feel like it sounds good and decent whenever I have the EQ off, but nothing extraordinary, to the point where I feel like the AirPods Pro actually sounds better than the Sony WF-1000XM4 by default. Now, once I start to play around with the EQ with the Sony earbuds inside their app, that's where it actually shines. After playing around with the settings of the EQ inside the Sony earbuds app, I do like what I'm hearing compared to the AirPods Pro. And this kind of leads to the next thing I want to talk about, which is features on both of these earbuds. This is where the Sony WF-1000XM4 blows the AirPods Pro out of the water because there's just not that much features on the AirPods Pro. Okay, so you have noise cancellation and then transparency mode, and now there's spatial audio. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, as for the Sony, there's a whole bunch of settings and things that you can adjust inside their app, including the wind noise reduction that I mentioned earlier, as well as different levels of ambient noise. And it can also detect whenever you talk. So once you speak, you start talking, it'll change to ambient mode automatically. Adaptive sound control over here. Basically, it detects your action of whatever you're doing at the moment, or locations that you usually go to, where you can actually set up inside the app. Last week, it was Lunar New Year, so I had to clean the house and everything. And while I'm cleaning, I'm moving around and then stationary again, and I'm moving again, and it'll just keep on changing from ambient noise to noise cancellation, back and forth, and which is very annoying. So at the end, I just had to turn it off. So if you're in Apple's ecosystem and your ear is on the smaller side, where it's hard to find maximum comfort with earbuds like this, then I say just get the AirPods Pro. It's more convenient that way. But if you're looking for a better active noise cancellation or better sound quality, I'll go with the Sony WF-1000XM4. So which one do you guys prefer? The Sony WF-1000XM4 or the Apple's AirPods Pro?